Porsche SUV ownership can cost you $30,000 more than you planned, and it almost always comes from the same handful of models that look absolutely perfect from the outside. Owners of the early 955 Cayenne have reported engine repair bills that exceed the car's entire market value, sometimes by a factor of 4. Owners of the 95 8.1 Cayenne describe the moment their SUV died at 70 miles per hour on the highway. No warning, no drama, just silence, and a bill that started at $15,000. Today, the $10 bolt that costs $10,000, the cam bolt killer, the dream that destroys engines, the 3 Porsche SUVs to approach with serious caution, and the SUV that beat Ferrari, the one that represents Porsche SUV ownership exactly as it's supposed to feel, and almost nobody is talking about it as a used buy right now. By the end, you'll know whether the Porsche you're looking at is the smartest buy in this segment, or a repair bill you just haven't met yet. Worst 3, 2015 to 2016, Macan S and Macan Turbo 95 B.1, the $10 bolt that costs $10,000. Step into a first-generation Macan S and everything feels exactly right. The driving position is low and purposeful, the steering weight's up the moment you pull out of the driveway, and the twin-turbo V6 pulls with a kind of urgency that makes you forget you're in a 5-door SUV. At the dealership, this is the Porsche that makes you forget your budget. And for the first 2 to 3 years of ownership, it delivers on every one of those feelings. But here's what happens once the warranty expires. By around 50,000 to 60,000 miles, owners start noticing something on the ground beneath the car. A small, dark puddle. It starts as a minor annoyance. Maybe you think it's condensation, maybe you ignore it for a week. Then it becomes a visit to the dealer. Then it becomes a quote, then it becomes a pattern. The culprit is the timing cover, a component that seals the front of the engine. The aluminum bolts holding that cover in place are prone to snapping under the stress of heat cycles and engine vibration. When they go, oil leaks steadily from the front of the engine and, if left unchecked, finds its way onto the exhaust manifold. Here is the part that makes this entry genuinely painful. The bolts themselves cost less than $10. The official repair requires dropping the entire engine from the car to replace the cover gasket. Dealer quotes for this job have run as high as $8,000 to $12,000 on a car you might have bought for $18,000, and it doesn't travel alone. Owners report secondary oil consumption issues appearing around the same mileage. Then the transfer case starts showing wear, which compounds the cost further and is often what finally pushes people to sell. One owner on a Macan forum noted, "I bought it for $18,500. The first repair quote was $9,200. I genuinely thought they'd made a mistake." The 2015 to 2016 Macan S isn't a bad car in isolation. It's a financial trap at used car prices past 50,000 miles without documentation, showing the timing cover has already been addressed. If you see one for sale, ask specifically for that service record. If the seller hesitates, that hesitation is your answer. Porsche owners, what has yours actually cost you? Drop the total in the comments. Worst 2, 2011 to 2012 Cayenne S and Cayenne Turbo 95 8.1, the cam bolt killer. The 958 generation Cayenne was marketed as a lighter, more refined, more reliable version of everything that came before it. On the showroom floor, it delivered. The interior felt genuinely premium, the air suspension absorbed everything, and the V8 pulled with authority that made the price tag feel justified. But here's what the brochure didn't mention. The 2011 and 2012 model years carry a critical flaw in the camshaft adjuster system. Porsche used aluminum bolts to secure the timing chain sprockets to the camshaft adjusters. Those bolts are prone to shearing, snapping clean under normal operating stress. When a bolt shears while the engine is running, the timing chain loses its anchor point. The engine loses timing instantly. And in an interference engine, which this is, that means the valves hit the pistons. Owners don't always get a warning light. What they get is the engine cutting out at highway speed, a car that won't restart, and a flatbed to the dealer. The damage to the cylinder head and valve train is already done before the car even stops moving. A proactive replacement of the cam bolts, if you catch it before failure, runs around $1,200. If the bolts have already sheared and the engine has suffered interference damage, you're looking at a used engine swap starting at $15,000. And that's before labor. What makes this particularly frustrating is that Porsche was aware of the issue. NHTSA complaint volumes for sudden power loss in these model years are high. The failure is documented, but owners outside the warranty window are left carrying the cost of a problem the manufacturer already knew about. One owner, "It died on the interstate, no warning, just gone. The dealer told me it needed a new engine. The car had 74,000 miles on it." If you're looking at a 2011 or 2012 Cayenne S or Turbo on the used market, ask for documentation showing the cam bolts have been replaced with the updated steel specification. If that paperwork doesn't exist, walk away. If this is saving you from a 5-figure mistake, hit the like button. It helps us get this research in front of more buyers before they sign anything. Now, the one you really need to know about. Worst one, the 2003 to 2004 Cayenne S 955, the dream that destroys engines. This one might genuinely surprise you. Of everything Porsche has produced in the SUV segment, this is the model you'd expect to be the safe choice. The original, the one that started it all, the car that proved Porsche could build something other than a sports car and still make it feel like a Porsche. And it is the one the data keeps pointing at as the most financially dangerous used buy in the entire lineup. Step into a 2003 Cayenne S and the promise is immediate. The badge, the stance, the 4.5-liter V8, it feels like a statement. But here's what happens once you drive it home. The 4.5-liter V8 in the early 955 Cayenne was built with alusil-coated cylinder bores, a process where the aluminum cylinder walls are treated to reduce friction. In theory, it works. In practice, the coating is prone to scoring, where the piston essentially gouges the cylinder wall during cold starts, particularly in colder climates. Once scoring begins, it doesn't stop. The engine starts consuming oil, then it starts knocking, then it becomes a total engine failure. The scoring puts stress on the piston rings, which accelerates wear in the cylinder head, which eventually leads owners to a complete engine replacement. It's not 3 separate problems, it's one problem that multiplies, and it does so quietly over months until the bill arrives all at once. Repair costs for a full engine rebuild or replacement on these cars have run as high as $30,000. That's not speculation. That figure appears repeatedly in Porsche Club of America documentation and owner forum records. The current market value of a 2003 to 2004 Cayenne S with engine noise? Under $6,000. You are looking at a repair bill that is 5 times the car's value, and it compounds. A leaking coolant pipe, a known failure on the 955 can drip onto the starter, causing a no-start. The no-start drains the battery. The drained battery stresses the electronics. All of that can happen in a single week. One owner lamented, "I paid $8,000 for it. 6 months later, I'd spent $11,000 trying to keep it running. I finally sold it for $3,500 and called it a lesson." Is it a beautiful car? Absolutely. Does it drive beautifully when it runs? Yes. But the question worth asking yourself is, at what point does a car that costs this much to maintain stop being a luxury and start being a liability? If you're looking at an early 955 Cayenne S, the only version worth considering is one with documented evidence that the engine has already been rebuilt with updated bore specifications, or one with the later 4.8-liter engine from the 957 generation, which corrected this flaw entirely. Without that documentation, walk away no matter how good the price looks. Would you buy a 955 Cayenne S for $6,000, knowing what you know now? Or does the badge still pull you in? Drop your honest take below. Those 3 are the cautionary tales. Knowing them puts you ahead of 90% of buyers walking into dealerships or scrolling used listings right now. But this isn't just a warning, it's a guide, because Porsche has also produced some genuinely exceptional SUVs, models that mechanics quietly recommend when nobody's watching, cars that long-term owners run past 150,000 miles without drama. The 4 you're about to see are what Porsche looks like when it gets everything right. And the number 1 pick, the one we're building toward, is probably not the one you're expecting. It holds a record that Ferrari and Lamborghini would rather you forgot about. Let's count up from 4. Best 4, 2019 to current Cayenne Base 9Y0, the quiet overachiever. The base Cayenne doesn't get the attention it deserves. It's not the one in the brochure hero shot. It doesn't have the twin-turbo V8 or the Turbo GT badge. And when enthusiasts talk about Cayennes, this is the one they skip past. That, it turns out, is exactly why it's worth knowing about. What the 9Y0 Cayenne Base does is keep running. It uses a 3.0-liter single-turbo V6, a platform shared with Audi and refined over years of production, that avoids the complexity of the twin-turbo V8s and the brittle early electronics of the hybrid models. Mechanics who work on these regularly point to it as the most reliable Cayenne currently on the used market. No cam bolt failures, no bore scoring, no hybrid system that costs $16,000 to diagnose. The 9Y0 hits 60 miles per hour in 5.9 seconds, faster than many vintage sports cars, and carries a 5-star NHTSA safety rating. Inside, the cabin is exactly what you'd expect from a modern Porsche. Well-built, driver-focused, with a quality of materials that holds up over years of daily use. It doesn't shout, it doesn't need to. One owner who's been running theirs for 4 years and 68,000 miles. "I keep waiting for something expensive to happen. So far, just oil changes and tires." 3-year resale value on the 9Y0 base sits between 65% and 70%, among the strongest in the segment. For buyers who want the Porsche badge, the Porsche driving experience, and a maintenance schedule that won't require a second mortgage, this is the answer that keeps getting overlooked. 9Y0 Base or Cayenne S? Which would you trust for the next 100,000 miles? Drop your pick in the comments. Best 3 2017 to 2018 Macan S 95B, the rational choice nobody talks about. The Macan S doesn't get talked about the way it should. It sits in the shadow of the GTS, which gets the press, the forum threads, and the enthusiast attention. The Macan S is the one people buy when they can't quite stretch to the GTS, or so the thinking goes. That framing is wrong. The 2017 to 2018 Macan S is the sweet spot of the entire Macan lineup, and the data backs it up. By 2017, Porsche had resolved the timing cover bolt failures that plagued the 2015 to 2016 cars, while retaining the physical button-heavy interior that many drivers still prefer over the later touch-sensitive panels. Community data from Macan forums consistently identifies these years as the most reliable for long-term ownership. The 3.0-liter twin-turbo V6 produces 340 horsepower, and the Porsche-specific suspension geometry gives it a level of steering precision that makes the driver forget they're in an SUV. In handling and daily driving engagement, the 2018 Macan S competes directly with the BMW X3M4OI at significantly less money on the used market. One owner: I almost bought the GTS. My mechanic talked me out of it. He said the S is the same engine, less stress, and you'll never miss the extra 30 horsepower in traffic. 5-year value retention on the 2018 Macan S sits around 55%, compared to 40% for a comparable Audi Q5. The biggest fear buyers have with Porsche is the maintenance cost. Stick to these specific years, use an independent Porsche specialist, and the annual cost of ownership is surprisingly close to a well-spec'd Audi or BMW. For buyers who want the most financially intelligent entry into the Porsche SUV world, this is it. 2018 Macan S or 2018 GTS. Drop your pick below. Best 2 2013 to 2016 Cayenne Diesel 958/958.2. The 700-mile tank. The Cayenne Diesel is the contrarian's masterpiece, and the most overlooked Cayenne ever built. Most buyers equate Porsche with high-revving gasoline engines. The diesel gets dismissed as the sensible choice for fleet buyers and long-distance commuters. That dismissal is a mistake. The 958 Cayenne Diesel uses a 3.0-liter V6 turbo diesel producing 245 horsepower and 406 pound-feet of torque. And Porsche's engineers tuned it to deliver that torque in a way that feels addictively fast in real-world driving. What most buyers don't know is that the diesel used a fundamentally different AWD system than the gasoline models. While the gas-powered 958 Cayennes suffered from the transfer case failures we covered in the worst section, the diesel used a permanent torsion-based AWD system that is nearly immune to those issues. The result is a drivetrain that mechanics describe as one of the most durable Porsche has ever put into an SUV. 200,000-mile examples are not unusual for well-maintained units. Highway fuel economy of 29 to 32 miles per gallon means a single tank can take you over 700 miles without stopping. Towing capacity sits at 7,716 pounds. One mechanic who works on these regularly: the diesel is the one I'd buy for myself. It's built like a tank, it never comes in for anything serious, and the owners just keep driving them. Yes, the Dieselgate scandal affected its reputation. The mechanical reality is that these vehicles are bulletproof cruisers that hold their value exceptionally well on the used market, particularly among towers and long-distance drivers who know exactly what they're buying. On the used market, the 958 Cayenne Diesel holds approximately 15% more value than a comparable BMW X535D. That said, there's one Cayenne above this one that makes everything we've just said look like the obvious choice, and it's not the one most people would predict. We'll get to it now. Best one, the 2022 to 2024 Cayenne Turbo GT 9YO, the SUV that beat Ferrari. If you'd asked any Porsche enthusiast 5 years ago which SUV to buy, they'd have given you a different answer than the data gives you today. And the data is considerably more interesting. The Cayenne Turbo GT was developed by Porsche's GT department in Weissach, the same team responsible for the 911 GT3. Its singular development goal was to prove that an SUV could hold the Nürburgring lap record. In 2021, Lars Kern drove a pre-production Turbo GT around the Nordschleife in 7 minutes and 38.9 seconds. That is faster than a Ferrari 458 Italia, faster than a Lexus LFA, and at Hockenheim it ran a 155.1, beating the Lamborghini Urus Performante by 0.7 of a second. Under the hood, a 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 producing 631 horsepower and 626 pound-feet of torque, a titanium exhaust system that saves 40 pounds by deleting the center silencer, turbos repositioned into a hot V configuration for immediate throttle response, top speed 186 miles per hour, and despite all of that, it retains air suspension that makes it a genuinely comfortable daily driver. It can carry a car seat in the back. Now here is the part that changes the conversation entirely. The Cayenne Turbo GT starts at over $190,000 new. After just 8,000 miles, some units have lost over $60,000 in value. That is a depreciation disaster for the original owner. For the enthusiast buying used, it is one of the most extraordinary value propositions in the current market. A one-year-old Cayenne Turbo GT with under 10,000 miles can be found for the price of a mid-spec 911. You are buying the fastest production SUV ever to lap the Nürburgring for the price of a car that cannot come close to matching it on a track. One owner, I paid $127,000 for a one-year-old example. The original buyer paid $193,000. I got the Nürburgring record holder for the price of a base Porsche 911. I still can't quite believe it. Where the Lamborghini Urus fails, with its theatrical styling and badge snob flashiness, the Turbo GT wins with precision, refinement, and a driving experience that is genuinely closer to a sports car than any SUV has a right to be. The Cayenne Turbo GT is the answer Porsche SUV ownership should always feel like. Most buyers walk straight past it on the used market, looking for something with a more obvious badge. That is the mistake. Would you buy a used Cayenne Turbo GT over a new base 911? Or does buying new still pull you towards something else? Drop your honest take below. Porsche ownership can be everything it promises. It just depends entirely on which model you choose and what year you start from. Do the homework, get the inspection, and buy with information, not impulse. This is Tom from Seats and Wheels. Thanks for watching.